Hello! Today I'm going to talk about the different types of storage devices that are available on the market. The first and most common type of storage is the hard disk drive. Commonly known as a HDD, this is one of the first ever methods of storage during the early years of computers. The way it works is similar to a gramophone or a record player. There is a head which reads and writes data onto the disks within the drive itself. As this is the cheapest form of storage, it is by far the slowest method of storage among all the devices we'll be looking through today. The speed of a HDD is typically determined by the speed of the disk that spins within the HDD itself. For example, a HDD which has a speed of 7200 RPM has a read and write speed of somewhere in between 80 to 160 megabytes per second, which by today's standards is rather slow. Another downside to HDDs is that since they are spinning disks and moving parts inside the drive itself, it will tend to wear faster compared to their SSD counterparts. Another method of storage is a solid-state drive, aka an SSD. There are mainly two different types of SSDs, a SATA SSD and an M.2 SSD. Compared to HDDs, SSDs do not have any moving parts and the data is stored within NAND chips rather than having them stored in spinning disks. These NAND chips are a type of non-volatile storage, which means they do not need to have a charge in order to hold their data. As stated previously, there are no moving parts, hence the chance of a SSD failing due to a mechanical error is far less compared to a HDD. The read and write speeds are also significantly higher as compared to HDDs. For example, a SATA SSD such as this Samsung 860 EVO right here, has a read and write speed of 600 megabytes per second, the only bottleneck being the SATA cable itself. This means if the storage device was connected directly to the motherboard itself, you would have a faster read and write speed compared to SATA SSDs. This is where I segue into M.2 SSDs. This is an M.2 SSD. As you can see, compared to a regular SSD, the form factor of this SSD is way smaller. Rather than being connected to a SATA cable, it is directly connected to a motherboard through this M.2 slot. This SSD will not have any bottleneck due to the SATA cable as there isn't any SATA cable involved. This boosts the read and write speed to a cool 2000 megabytes per second, making this the fastest method of storage. This is why at Mondo's, all the dedicated server hosting plans come with SSD storage, so that you will have faster read and write speeds for your website. This is because we only want the best for you and your business. Head over to mondos.com.my today and start your website building journey with us today.